r/NoStupidQuestions. Askartha Grouchskin says, why are home births suddenly so popular? I've been seeing in posts and in news articles all over that women having home births is getting more and more common. What is the reason for this? It doesn't seem to be a financial issue from the posts I read. It seems to be a matter of pride and doing it natural. Why aren't these women scared? I know there's midwife, but things can go bad fast. Plus you're not going to be able to receive pain medication. None of the extra supports a hospital can give. I imagine part of it is how fast hospitals now discharge women after birth. Often not even 24 hours. Which is insane to me. Sadly, I don't think I will have children bar an extreme miracle, but I just don't get it. Back when I was trying to have a baby, I absolutely swore I'd take all pain meds available, although medically I likely would have needed a C-section, and to allow myself to be treated well. Sitting in my own bed suffering doesn't seem that. Edit. Yes, I know throughout history women had home births. I'm talking about it becoming more common again. Hospital birth has been standard at least in the US for at least 50 years. Anxious Armadillo 565 says, I see many comments that make it look like it's a purely American thing. This is not just an American phenomenon, but one shared also in proper universally available healthcare Europe. There are many contributing factors, generally lower trust in the medical system, a reaction to the medicalization of birth/pregnancy, some studies regarding numbers of cesareans suggesting that most of them are not medically necessary, thus placing unnecessary strain on the female body, many reports of medical violence during the birthing process, procedures not consented to, feeling of being rushed/pressured in such a vulnerable moment, new age thinking, back to the roots/reclaiming of female power, empowerment. ID even K says, anecdotal, but everybody who gave birth that I know has horror stories from the hospital. Our country has mandatory hospital births. Doctors shoving their whole arm in their vaginas with them saying no. Nurses telling them to shut up, hurry up, move this, do that. People holding them down because they wanted to shift from being on their back to a more comfortable position, but it would be less convenient for the doctor. Not being given water or pain medication. Being insulted and called up stuck and entitled. Not allowed to have their husband in the room. Having their bellies pushed on to make the baby come out faster. Having their children taken away and not allowed to see them until the doctor is done with the newborn. Honestly, frick, the way pregnant women are treated by most obgyn medical professional in the state system in my country. They are treated like cows. We are still human beings, no wonder more and more women stay at home with illegal doulers and notify the government about the birth only afterwards. It's their birthing event, and they want to be treated like human beings. r/NoStupidQuestions. Lonely Film 9979 says, how would history have changed if the internet was invented 100 years earlier? Dishonest Gandalf says, memes would be far more advanced by now. Jakizan says, I'll let you know 100 years from now. Twatto Stoney says, probably not by much if computers hadn't been invented at the same time. Duckulissamin says, Hitler would have been cancelled for anti-Semitic tweets, and WW2 wouldn't have happened. Cowboy on Fire says, this is really a much broader question, because if the internet had been invented 100 years earlier, then a million other things would have to have been invented 100 years earlier. So in short, how would history have changed? Completely. Rational Alien says, how the frick is anyone supposed to know the answer to that? Almastoy says, so humans have a World Wide Web by 1869. If one only pondered how that would influence the outcome of wars and battles. Hell, I'd imagine a number of wars wouldn't have happened. That single facet of history would be wildly different. r/NoStupidQuestions. Week salary 1840 says. Why do we have to press start to stop a microwave? Is it trying to challenge our understanding of basic logic or just mocking our sense of control? Mr. Renaba says. Super depends on brand of microwave. Mine indeed has a stop button. Jugales says. Mine does too, but I usually just open the door instead, like a madman. Avoidant says. That's down to your microwave. Mine has a cancel button. My 3 testicle says. Damn, even microwaves are woke now. /s. Preemptively extinct says. I press stop. Start adds 30 more seconds. Baz Monkey says. You don't, just open it. N4 Becquerels says. Mine has a start button and a stop/reset button. Bag of Flea says. I turn off the house electricity. Varsity Review says. The frick kind of microwave are you using? Slammer says. Mine just has 2 dials, no buttons. r/NoStupidQuestions. Irigan says. Is cocaine gonna kill my cat? So for the first time in my life I tried cocaine. About 5 hours ago. I'm 29 and regret the decision. I was really drunk and did something stupid. I feel fine. But afraid for my cat. I washed my hands when I went to my house and washed out my nose. Changed my clothes. I'm afraid maybe a slight particle might have come off me and hurt my cat, or will he be okay? Dukex 480 says. There is 0% chance your cat ingested any of that cocaine. Your mind is just racing, it will be fine. Drink some water, put on something wholesome and chill. Cow Duka Porcock says. Something hot if you live in a cold climate, hot chocolate and put relaxing surround music the cat and you will be fine. Just don't forget how shitty you felt tomorrow and you won't do it again. NGC 6302 says. Why are people still socially distancing their commas? Traditional Baby 9427 says. Or op you will be okay, unless your cat did a fat, frick, ein rail behind your back, you're okay. Irigan says. Yeah bro, don't care about myself. I just did something stupid and got worried my little cat. Popular Block 5790 says. Yeah bro, don't care about myself. You should. Your cat needs you, so you should take care of yourself as well. Mighty Willitzer 88 says. This is low-key cute tbh. I remember my dog judged me on it lol. Don't do drugs though, they will kill you fr. r/NoStupidQuestions. Bubbly Associate 888 says. Why do schools continue to punish the victim of bullying and not the bully? Stolid Fishing says. Because it's easier. Don't have a panda says. So much this they know bullies won't change, even if their lives depends on it, so they expect the bullied one, most of the times good or quiet kids, to turn the other cheek, and even if the bullied won't care for that bullshit, at least we'll have an easier time punishing them. Valve Shade says. Bullies tend to act systematically, gradually increasing the scale of their actions against the victim. They do it in subtle ways, often unseen by the teachers. When the victim stands up for him or herself, it's spontaneous, unplanned and highly visible to the teacher. So as teachers we'll usually only see the reaction of the victim, and without further investigation can make wrong assumptions. I usually try to get both sides to explain the situation. This year I had multiple cases where the victim physically assaulted the bully. According to school rules I have to take physical violence more seriously than teasing, even if the teasing has been happening for years, slowly breaking down the victim. It's still violence, but psychological. It's an awful situation. Sadly, the only advice I can give to the victim is don't react, but report it all back to me. Then I can start building a case file and take the situation up with the bully's parents if they are willing to cooperate, and hopefully prevent future conflicts with the help of the usual crisis team in school, school psychologist and various teachers who oversee that class. r/NoStupidQuestions. Similar event 2975 says, if historical figures had social media, who would have the most followers, and why? 13th Ravin says, Genghis Khan. Mostly because he'd force his millions of descendants to follow him or be disinherited. Sharticus 123 says, Mark Twain would probably have a SIG account. Dude was brilliant and funny AF. Other Cat 5134 says, Oscar Wilde, that guy would have been great on Twitter. Meet the Meat says, Ben Franklin would have killed it on Twitter. Carblover 800 says, Jesus. Because. Reasonable Bust 2187 says, Augustus Caesar ruled much of the world, would have many social media followers outside of Rome itself. Unless Roman charges applied. Content Pool 1391 says, Marie Antoinette, I'm sure she would have been a fashionista with all her gowns and jewels that she owned. Ready Ask 8787 says, Diogenes simply for the mass chaos he'd sow. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.